Hare Krishna. Now we'll hear about the holy Dham Ramtek. Let us start with the history. Millions of years ago, in the age called Treta-yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krsna, descended as a king, Lord Rama or Ramacandra. Lord Ramachandra's adventures, his lilas, were written down by the adikavi, first poet Valmiki Muni. Valmiki literally means the one who comes from an anthill. By meditation on Lord Ram's transcendental lila, Valmiki became so steadfastly absorbed in the yoga of spiritual trance that huge jungle ants were able to build a hill all about him. After many years, he emerged from the anthill to describe the 24,000 verses Sanskrit scripture Ramayana, the world's oldest book. The purpose of Lord Rama's advent is to attract us conditioned soul to the timeless transcendental path of bhakti-yoga, devotional service. According to Valmiki's Ramayana, Sri Ram, on the order of his father King Dasaratha, left his hometown of Ayodhya in present-day Uttar Pradesh State and embraced forest life. As the full moon enters a cloud bank, Ram, Sita and Lakshmana wandered south through the woods to the mountains Chitrakuta. They wended their way into Madhya Bharata, central India, hiking through the valleys of the holy Vindhya Hills and crossing the sacred Narmada River. Then they came to the vast Dandaka Forest, the abode of hermits. As Lord Sri Rama passed through Dandaka Forest, Srila Prabhupada recalls in the Nectar of Devotion, many sages achieved perfection in yoga just by seeing him. With their dormant love of Godhead awakened, these fortunate rishis were later in Dvapara-yuga reborn as gopis, cowherd girls in the lila of Lord Sri Krsna. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Rupa Goswami have drawn this information from the Padma Purana. The divine threesome campaigned here and there, bearing bravely the hardship of jungle life and finally arriving at the ashram of Agastya Muni, atop what is now called Ramagiri. As a king, a member of the Kshatriya class, Lord Rama offered his respects to the Brahmana, Agastya Muni, with sweet words. The Lord feels so grateful to his devotee that he bows before them, just as Lord Sri Krsna bowed down to wash the feet of the poor Brahman Sudama. The incomparable Agastya Muni was Trikala Jnana. He who could see the three features of time, past, present and future. Hence he was well aware that Sri Rama was none other than the Almighty Vishnu himself, and that is the very near future he would fight a great war against the demons, that is Asuras. Many sages of the Dandaka Forest had already suffered grievous harassment at the hands of atheist Asuras, and many had fallen victim to their evil schemes. Yet try as they might, one of these Asuras could trap the wily Agastya. Though his unbreakable penance and his intelligence, the same had never outwitted the evil duo, Ilvala and Vatapi. Ilvala, taking the form of a Sanskrit speaking Brahmana, would invite different sages to share a meal. Then Vatapi would assume the form of the meal. After dinner, Ilvala would smile and say, "Come out, Vatapi," and Vatapi would suddenly burst forth, splitting the poor rishi's body. and belly. Once Agastya, requested by the Devtas, that is demigods, accepted Ilvala's invitation to dine with him. After the meal, the grinding Ilvala called for his wicked brother to exit the sage's body, but Agastya smiled and declared, "Your brother cannot come out now because he has already been sent to the abode of Yamraj, the Lord of Death, by the fire of my digestion." The infuriated Ilva sprang forward, rushing at Agastya, but one fierce look from the powerful sage reduced him to ashes in an instant. Agastya once requested the Vindhya mountain to bow low because their towering peaks were blocking the sun. Agastya promised the Lord of the Vindhyas that his rolling hills would rise up and become mountains again after Agastya returned from the south. To keep the Vidyas humble, Agastya never returned north again. Instead, he made his hermitage at Ramagiri in the Deccan south of Vidyas. This is how the Vidya mountain became the Vindhya Hill, India's traditional line of north-south division. Saint Agastya received Sita, Ram and Lakshmana with customary offering of fruit and flowers. Then he presented Lord Ram with the Brahmadatta bow, which Lord Indra had early entrusted to his care. The bow had been inset with diamonds by its creator Vishwakarma, the engineer of the universe. Along with the bow, Agastya handed over to Sri Rama a quiver of arrows that included the undefeatable Brahmastra weapon. Lord Ramacandra was also given a sword in a bejeweled scabbard. In his talks with the sage of Dandaka Forest near and about Agastya's hilltop hermitage, Rama took a vow to vanquish the troublemaking demons. When the Lord took this vow, Ramagiri shook. By accepting the weapons from Agastya, the Lord displayed his intention of protecting his devotees. Today, the village at the foot of Ramgiri is called Ramtek, literally means Rama's vow. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 7 and 8, Lord Krishna explains his vow to shelter his devotees. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant race of irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principle of religions. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Much later at Sri Lanka, during the battle with Ravana and his demonic hordes, Sri Rama's charioteer Matali was to remind Rama of the weapon presented by Agastya Muni. True to Agastya's vision and Rama's promise, Rama fired the arrow imbued with Brahmastra mantras into the heart of Ravana, where the demon had stored Amrita, nectar of deathlessness. Whether protecting Prahlad as Narsimha, the sages of Dandaka Forest as Rama, Arjuna as Krishna, or the Hare Krishna Sankirtan party as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord defends his devotees in every age. This is his promise to all his devotees. Hare Krishna.